Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's makeup tutorial, I'm doing a full face of drugstore affordable makeup. As you can tell, I'm back to my original filming space. I'm playing with the light here. Please let me know in the comments below what you think, if you prefer this area better than the last place that I've been filming at, okay? Okay, for first things first, I'm going to go ahead and prime my face with e.l.f.'s Poreless Face Primer. And I got this primer at Target. Okay, I'm just gonna rub that all over the face, especially in my area where I feel like I have pore issues, where my pores are open too much. Okay, and hopefully the primer will fill it in. This is just like when you prime your eyes, this helps your foundation go on better than if you were not to prime it. Okay, today's foundation that I'm going to use is the Maybelline Super Stay Full Coverage foundation, and I'm actually using two shades. I'm using 130, which is buff beige, and 112, which is natural ivory. I got the natural ivory, no, I got the buff beige first, but found out it's too dark for me. So now I am combining it with the natural ivory to make it match my face color a little bit better. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a couple of pumps of both foundations in my hand. I'm gonna mix them together, and I'm gonna use my foundation brush to apply it all over the face. If I can find my foundation brush. Okay, so I'm gonna use my round foundation brush and mix both colors together like so, just to match my color, and I'm gonna start patting it into my face. Just patting it in first, and then I'll blend it out in a bit. And this is a very high coverage foundation, like I said. I like it a lot because it does cover a lot of my red areas and my dark circles, which is a bonus, and it makes my skin look like my skin, but better. And I also applied in my ears, blend it down my chin, just because you want it all to match effortlessly and seamlessly with the rest of your neck and ears. Okay. Okay, and I think that looks good. Alright. Got a couple of streaks down my chin. And I do clockwise and counterclockwise motions when I'm blending it in. That way it doesn't look streaky. My foundation doesn't look streaky. Okay, so far so good. Now I am going to, let's see here. I'm going to put my base color, or a base color in my eyelid, and today I'm using Milani's eyeshadow primer. Okay, and Emily Noel is actually one of the YouTubers here that is obsessed with this primer, and so when I watch her videos, per her recommendation, I went and bought this primer, and so far I'm happy with it. I'll link her channel below if you're not already subscribed to her. She is an amazing YouTuber. I absolutely love her channel. Okay, so I'm just applying that all over my eye. Okay, next I'm gonna choose, let's see, I'm gonna choose an eye palette, and today I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution Mint Chocolate palette, which I let you guys know I had gotten. So I'm gonna open it up, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do, but I think this palette looks super fun. I don't know if you guys have seen it before, but here are all the colors, and oops, I dropped the brush. And those to me are just very fun colors to work with. Okay, so I am going to take a fluffy brush, and I am going to set my base with the light color in the palette that is called Confession. So this light color right here. I don't know if you guys can see me pointing at it. And I'm just gonna set the eyeshadow base. So I'm gonna apply that one lightly all over the eye just to prime the eye. Just like you do with a canvas for an artist. Okay. And this just helps when you put a powder base on top of your cream base. Your eyeshadows, the ones that you're actually going to want to put in as your colors, will blend nicely. It's always better to put powder on top of powder so that your colors will be more blendable. Alright, and I think that looks good. So I'm going to use this same brush. I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit, and then I'm going to choose for my crease color. I'm going to use, it looks like the color is called Tea, which is this kind of really light taupey color. Sorry, I'm trying not to blind you. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that in my crease. I'm gonna shake off the excess powder from my brush, and then I'm just gonna work that into my crease. Okay, and I'm using a round brush or a round fluffy brush, and I'm just sweeping the color back and forth in the crease, which is the area between your eyebrow bone and your eyelid. Okay, I'm gonna apply a second coat there, and I'm gonna do the same thing to the other eye. And sometimes I get, my eyelid is not that big, so sometimes I get my crease color on my eyelid as well, but that's okay because we'll cover it up with our next color, with our eyelid color, I should say. Okay, I'm gonna do a third coat. Sorry, my dog is barking because he thinks he hears something. I apologize. Alright. Yuki. Nah. I don't know how long he's gonna keep doing that. I apologize, guys. He thinks that there's someone here, but there isn't anyone else besides us. Of course, found the most inopportune time to start that when I started my makeup tutorial. Okay, next I am going to choose, let's see here, I'm gonna choose a color for the outside of my eye, and I'm really liking this teal color, which is called, let's see here, Commotion. Okay, so this teal color right here. I'm gonna pick that up with a flat brush, okay, and I'm just gonna apply that to the outside of my eyelid. Okay, I'm just tapping it in really nicely. Just tapping in the color. I'm not blending or doing anything with it right now. I'm just placing the color where I want it. Okay, so just in the outer corner of the eye, tapping in the color with that flat brush, just placing the color for right now. Okay, and once I've blended it out, I can slowly intensify this color. Okay, so I'm going to take a clean blending brush, and I'm going to go ahead and start blending it in. I'm going to do sweeping motions in the crease and circular motions in the actual eyelid where I want the color to remain. When you use sweeping motions, you are shifting where the eyeshadow color is going, and when you just do circular motions, you're just blending it within the spot that it's already in. Okay, so again, in my crease, I'm gonna blend, doing the wiper back and forth motion. Okay, and then here where my eyelid is in the very outside corner, I'm just going to do round motions so I can keep the color there but blend it. Okay, same thing on the other eye, and blend, 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 round motions on the eyelid. Okay, now I'm gonna pack more of that color in, because once you start blending, you will notice that you'll lose some of the color. So you'll have to go back and forth, building that color, so that you are blending it, making it seem seamless, but not going in with too much color initially, because if you go in with too much color initially, it will be harder to fix any mistakes that you make. It's always easier to start with a light hand and then deepen the color as you go to your heart's content, because everybody has their own preference as to how intense they like their eyeshadow to look. So it's really, as far as the blending goes, it's whatever intensity you want to leave your eyeshadow color at. Okay, so again, sweeping motions in the crease, and then round motions to blend in the eyelid where I want that color to remain. Okay, and once again, I'm gonna go in with more color, and this time, because I now know that I want to deepen the color, I'm actually going to now, after having taken the color with my flat brush, I'm going to spray the brush to make that color more intense. So I have a spray here, and it's just water. I'm trying to make that look more intense. So I'm dampening my brush. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the outer V. Okay, I don't know if you guys can tell, but putting the water on the brush, it really helps that color stand out more, because it makes the color more intense. Okay, I'm gonna go back in now. My brush is dry again, and I'm just gonna pick up that color, spray my brush with water, and do the same thing on the other side in the outer corner of the eye. Okay, just gonna intensify it, and I think that color is beautiful. Again, using patting motions, I'm pulling from the outer corner of the eye towards the center of the eye without going past the center. And I did have a little bit of fallout in the left eye, so I'm just trying to brush that away. And I'm gonna need a makeup wipe because it looks like it's not going away that easily, but that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna leave the outer corner alone for now, and I'm gonna choose a color for my eyelid. I'm gonna grab another flat shader brush, and I think for my eyelid color I would like to use the gold color, which is called Disturbance. Is this beautiful gold color here. I think that'll go beautifully with the teal. So I'm gonna pick that up with my brush, and I want this to stand out a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and once again wet the brush with the water, and I'm gonna tap that in the center of my eyelid and pack it on towards the inner corner of the eyelid. So from the center of the eyelid, packing it up with that flat brush towards the inner corner of the eye. Okay, I'm gonna pick up more of that color, wet the brush again, keep packing it in. And I got some in the bottom eyelid, but that's okay because I'm going to place whatever colors I use in my top eyelid to the bottom of my bottom lash line. Okay, same process for the other eye. Pick up the color, wet my brush, pack it in from the center of the eyelid down to the inner corner of the eye, just packing it in nicely. I am getting a lot of fallout, so I'm going to try to sweep it away from my face. Okay. Alright, I'm going to pick up more color, wet that brush again. And the fallout might be my fault because I keep forgetting to top off the excess of the eyeshadow powder. So I don't think necessarily that this eyeshadows are powdery. I mean, they are powdery, but it's not like terribly powdery. It's just that I didn't tap off the excess eyeshadow. Okay, now that my colors are placed, I am going to go ahead and pick up some of that teal color, once again called Commotion, with the original flat brush that I had for it, and I am just going to blend it in towards that gold color, or actually I'm going to put the gold color towards the teal color. Okay, so where they meet, I'm blending them, and I'm still using patting motions, just blending those two colors in. Okay, and I'm pulling from the gold to the teal, patting, patting, patting very nicely. It almost gives you kind of like an olive color in between the two of them because you're mixing them together, and so you get kind of like an olive color in that area. Hopefully you guys can see, which it's beautiful, and it just looks like both of the colors are blending in nicely together. Okay. Now pulling from the dark towards that mid section. Okay. I am going to put more teal because I want that color to be really deep. This time with a dry brush. And if I need to intensify it more, I will go ahead and dampen the brush. But for right now, I think this should be good. Okay, now I'm going to take that teal color to the bottom lash line and just sweep it down there gently with the same flat brush that I had originally picked up that color with, and I'm just using sweeping motions back and forth, but only bringing it down to about a quarter of the eye, I would say. So where the color stops in the top eyelid, I'm bringing the color at about the same distance in that bottom eyelid. Okay, and I'm just sweeping it back and forth, smudging it out as best as I can. Okay, now I'm going to take the flat brush that I used for the gold color, and I'm going to do the same thing to my bottom lash. And I'm going to bring that in from the center of the eye towards the teal, and then combine them together back and forth with the sweeping motions. Okay, same thing to the other eye. I'm going to pick up some more color and sweep it back and forth, and combining the colors. Again, got a little bit of fallout, so I'm trying to brush it off. I need to use some wipe instead. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take a blending brush and continue to blend the crease, just because I think it needs a little bit more work. And again, sweeping motions, and round motions in the corner, and sweeping motions back and forth, and round motions to where I want to make sure that the color stays. Okay, now I do want to make this outer corner darker, so I am going to take Poison Ivy, which is this dark deep green, and I'm going to take a smaller brush for that. I'm going to take a small round brush and pick up that color and just focus on the very outer corner of the eye, just that small V section. Okay, I'm just going to focus that color there, and I'm just tapping it in because I want it as dark as possible. Okay. Okay, I'm going to take the flat brush for that to dip back into Commotion, which was the original teal color that I put in the eyelid, and I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more of it, just because I feel like I lost some of that color. And back to the bottom lash as well, making sure that I'm deepening that color. Okay, now I'm going to take my flat brush for the gold and just put some more of that gold. I just really like very colorful looks, so I really want these colors to show, so that's why I'm reapplying some of them. Sometimes you have to do that. As you are putting on the eyeshadows, once you put a darker color, then you may notice that your other colors look too pale. So that's why sometimes you'll have to go back and forth, just adding colors and making them darker. Okay, and then I'm blending again like I did before, where the gold and that teal color are at. So Commotion and Disturbance, I'm combining them together in the center of the eyelid, which again creates a lighter, beautiful looking olive green. Hopefully you guys can see that on camera. Okay, alright, so I'm quite satisfied with that now. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Wet n Wild cream eyeliner with a small brush, and I'm gonna darken my lash line. I actually can't find my liner brush, so I'm gonna use a flat brush for right now to apply it just on my lash line. And I'm gonna tap off some of the excess. Again, I'm just doing it in my lash line. Going back to the color to pick up more of that cream. Okay. And I'm actually gonna go find my liner brush, because well, actually I think I haven't used this one, but I think this one will work. This is an e.l.f. eyeliner brush. I just found it, so let's try to use that because I want it thinner, that color thinner in the inner line or inner corner of the eye. Just gently applying that color. And this brush is actually not working out well, so I'm going to pause the video and go get the eyeliner brush that I know works for me. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back with my favorite liner brush, which is just really an angle brush, and it's very, very thin, which makes my lines more precise. And it is made by Matto. I don't even remember when I got this. Like I said before, the brushes I have are not a specific collection. Usually I order them online. Okay. So let me go back in and apply that color evenly, hopefully. Yeah, that's much better. Just making it my lash line darker. Okay, do the same thing on the other eye. And I do my eyeliner in sections. I don't just try to run a whole line across my eye. I find that very difficult to do a good line if you try to do it all in one motion. I just like to slowly build up my lash line. So I just use small motions to line my eye, because that way I feel like my colors are more precise, or my line is more precise, I should say. Okay, so finishing up that eyeliner. And I think that looks pretty good. All right. Next, I want to take a lighter kind of gold color. And it looks like sugar. The name of it is Sugar Coated. This lighter gold color. And I'm gonna put it in the very center of my eye, where the eye actually it starts to round, because that I want that to be the center of attention and the lightest area of the eye. And that's again where your eye naturally curves. And I'm just using my finger because I feel like sometimes picking lighter colors and packing it in with your finger works out better than picking it up with a brush. All right. Next, I'm gonna curl my lashes. And I try to do it about 10 seconds on each eye, and I just keep pumping the lash curler because I think that helps holding those eyelashes up. I'm going to do it again a second time, again about 10 seconds of just pumping that eyelash curler, just so that the eyelash holds the curl. Okay. And now I'm going to take CoverGirl's Total Tease mascara, and I'm going to start coating my lashes with the mascara. And I use zigzag motions back and forth to evenly spread the mascara in my lashes. Okay, back and forth. Zigzag motion really helps spread the mascara evenly as possible in your eye. Okay, same thing to the other eye. Back and forth. And I think my mascara is drying out because it's very clumpy at this point, and I don't recall it being this clumpy when I first got it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to my bottom lash. Back and forth, zigzag back and forth. Hit my mirror, which by the way I now have a lighter mirror, so I'm hoping that that helps with my tutorials. Okay, back and forth, back and forth. And I actually got some in my bottom lid, so I'm gonna actually wait for it to dry out and then I'll take it off. But I don't know if you guys can see, but it's, I think the mascara is dry because it's clumping a lot. So I'm probably gonna have to toss that one out. Okay, I'm gonna try to get off the stains from the skin. All right, lastly, I wanna put an inner corner highlight. Now, I don't see any color in the eyeshadow palette that is light enough for an inner corner highlight. So I'm actually going to use one of my highlighters and try to use it for that inner corner highlight. And I'm gonna actually use the new Wet n Wild White Raven highlighter, which came with the limited edition collection called, I think it's Gothauthoric, something like that. I apologize if I didn't pronounce it right or if I'm way off base with the name. Gothoramic, I think is what it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna apply that in my inner corner for my inner corner highlight. And what the inner corner highlight really does is open up your eyes. Putting a lighter color there, it just makes your eyes look more open and then further apart from each other. Okay. right, next I'm gonna do my contour, blush, and highlighter. So for my blush, I have the blush palette in Light by e.l.f. It's a quad of blushes. And I think for today's look, I want to bring some warmth back to my face because the eyeshadow color is pretty cool tone. In spite of having that gold color, I think that the teal makes it look cooler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this orangey peachy shade for my cheeks, just again to try and warm myself up a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to tap it in, pick up more of the blush because I don't think I picked it enough. Tap off the axis, okay, tapping it in, tapping it in. Okay. Same thing to the other side of my cheek, tapping it in, tapping it in. Okay, I think it looks pretty good so far. Yeah, I definitely needed to warm up my face a little bit more. Okay. Just so that it's a nice natural looking glow and I'm not so cool tone because of the eyeshadow. Okay. I'm gonna apply my contour next, and today I'm using Wet n Wild's contouring palette in Dulce de Leche. So I'm gonna pick up the darker shade, the bronzing shade, with a bronzing brush. Okay. Oh, really powdery. Did not know that. Just tapping it in, taking off the axis. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and contour. And contour the areas of my eyes where the sun would hit. Okay. I'm looking at two different mirrors. That's why I keep going back and forth. Okay. Gonna bring some of that contour down to my neck. Okay. To finish up the look, I am going to go ahead and take Maybelline's Master Chrome Highlighter. And this is in Molten Rose. Okay. I can open it. Okay. And I just take a small brush, tap off the axis, and just put it in the high part of my cheek and sweep it towards the back of my face. Or I just follow really the curve of the apple of the eye, or the face, or the cheek. I don't know what I'm saying. Tati mentioned she really loves this highlighter, so she kind of made me want to buy it. And it looks really pretty, so I do agree with her that it is a beautiful highlighter. Let's see, let me look in my other mirror to see if I'm liking so far. The mirror with the light is magnifying, so sometimes I can't tell how I'm looking. Oh my god, this highlight really is gorgeous. Very naturally beautiful and glowy, and I just absolutely love it. And I'm highlighting the areas where the sun hits the most and the light reflects in your face. Okay, so it's always going to be kind of like the pointiest part of your face. So definitely your forehead, definitely your nose, and then the top of your cheekbones, your cupid's bow, and your chin. Okay, let's see. To finish out the look, I'm gonna choose a lip color, and I think today with this particular color, I'm not sure, I kind of feel pink, or I could do like a purple color. Would that be bizarre? Or this pink color? I guess I'll go with the pink color. So I have here, this is NYX matte lip cream color in Milani. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use that one. Just because since the color of my eye is so deep, the eyeshadow is so deep, I think we don't want to go too bright on the lip color. Although I see this, oh my god, it smells like cake batter. It smells delicious. It's still pretty intense color. Okay. Okay. I'm going to dip back into the bottom just to intensify the color a little bit more. All right, and that is it for this look. I forgot where my fixing spray is. I think I left it upstairs in the other shooting room, but hopefully you guys can just enjoy this look this way. I'll probably set my face a little bit later, but there you go. This is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you like colorful looks, this is definitely a look for you. I can say that I'm loving this mint eyeshadow palette. If you guys want to see more tutorials with this eyeshadow palette, let me know. Again, they are finally coming into Ulta stores, so I'm very excited to see them because these are new releases by Makeup Revolution. They haven't been around that long, and as we know, Makeup Revolution is from London, so in order to get it to your house, sometimes it can take a little bit longer. The same goes for Makeup Revolution USA. So as far as for my personal preference, I'm so happy that they're in Ulta because I can walk into Ulta and walk away with my eyeshadow palette, which sometimes I'm not patient. Sometimes I just want stuff right away. So I don't know if you guys feel the same way. But sometimes I just get so excited about something that I just want to have it right away rather than wait for it to get shipped. That being said, some of the stuff from Makeup Revolution doesn't come to Ulta, so sometimes I will order from their website. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the look, and let me know in the comments below if you have any suggestions. How do you feel about this look? And maybe what other things you would like to see in my channel. Thank you guys. Please subscribe.